my goodness! Holy sh!
Hey folks, winter is pretty much here. And like many of you that live in the colder climates, have to reshuffle things around for winter. Got the Mustangs tucked away back there in the corner. Got the snowplow out here ready to go. I really want to make a push on getting this thing up and going by spring, get it back out into the wheeling action. So I need to move it into the shop. Let's see, it's a Bronco 2. Due to rust, it's been, pretty heavily modified. Sheet metal just pretty much removed and caged. And this iteration of it, it's got a fuel-injected 302, needs finished up. Need to do a shifter for the C5 transmission in it. I'm going to do a rear radiator. But yeah, in order to work on all that, I need to get it into my shop. And in order to do that, it's time to move my 66 Bronco out of here, which has been sitting for like 3 years, I think. Hasn't been started. So we're going to do that today. As you can see, like many of you gearheads know, you leave a project sit and it just ends up getting crap piled all over it. So I'm going to get that cleaned up and see if she'll fire up and get her out of here. I know the battery's got to be dead because that battery was crap anyway back last time I had it running, but let's get busy. So this is a 66 Bronco. I bought it, I don't remember exactly when. I'm going to guess somewhere around 2006, 2007. Back when, they had skyrocketed in value. I got it at a farm auction. I am actually the second owner. And the story is, this is one of the first 3 Broncos shipped to Iowa. It was titled as a 67 because apparently these were not real good sellers back then. And not in the Midwest anyway. People wanted, full-size trucks. And this sat on the dealer's lot and didn't get sold until the next year. And back then, I guess they were allowed to do that, was to retitle them as a 67. Since then, I've got it correct because it's clearly a 66. All the signs were there. I had the DOT come out and I, went through it with him and he corrected it. I talked to the son of the original owner, and he kind of verified that it was purchased. Yeah, I'm just stammering here. Anyway, I'm just going to shut up and, well, no, I'm not. The front end on it, even though it was usable for driver, I wanted to fix this up and make it look stock as much as my budget would permit. And I found these fenders at a swap meet. This grill was off another parts Bronco, the hood was too. But apparently, because the front end was banged up, it wasn't like in a car crash. It was just, everything was just banged up, crunched in a little bit. And apparently they took this, the family that had it, took this on vacation to Yellowstone Park and had a little run-in with a buffalo or a bison or whatever the proper vernacular is. So, I started pricing out all the sheet metal, and wow, it was surprisingly expensive. The only thing that was salvageable was one of the inside wheel wells. So being a cheap ass like I am, I decided to make my own fix. And I made tubular fender supports. The engine, I don't know why, for some reason when I got this I wanted to run a big 6-cylinder, just to be different I suppose. And I tried getting a 300 in it, and I didn't want to put any lift on it, because like I said, I want it to look stock. And the 300 just will not fit that way. You got to have some lift, it's so tall. So instead I went with a 250. I believe this is from like a 73 or 74 Maverick. I found it at, you guessed it, a swap meet. Got a stainless steel header on it all wrapped up, 3G alternator. I cut and welded on a 2-barrel plate onto that original intake, aluminum radiator, electric fan. Since then I've picked up a really nice newer version of this, which has a better breathing head and intake. I don't know if I'll ever get around putting that in. It's stored away. It's probably going to sit around and get locked up. But anyway, did change over the brakes to dual master cylinder. I got rid of the Dana 30 front end. It would have been good enough for just, a kind of restored driver, but I started tearing into it to rebuild it, and those stupid kingpin caps just would not come out. I had this Dana 44 sitting around, so I was like, screw it, just use the Dana 44. Got disc brakes that way, and run 410 gears in it. But anyway, that's shut me up and see if we can get this started. I'm sure that battery's crap, so I'm just going to take it out and put in another one. Okay, got a better battery in it. Battery cables are looking kind of corroded, but we're going to try it anyway. Probably going to take quite a bit of cranking. It seems like it always did to get some fuel worked up into the carburetor. Yeah, I gotta clean the battery posts off. Alright, after fighting with it for what seemed like 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, I think I finally got it. Alright, let's expedite things by dropping a little gas down the carb. That's in. I spared you the boredom of watching me try to maneuver that in with the loader and the floor jack and the high lift and everything else. It was exhausting getting it tucked over on that side, but that's the better place for it because it's going to be there for a while. I need to keep this side open so I can get projects in and out with it. Another project I'm going to try to work on this winter is this 93 crew cab. I've had this for quite a while. I bought it. It had a 7.3 diesel in it with a Banks turbo setup, and it threw a rod. And then after that, I tried putting an International DT360 in it, and I had it in there. In order to get it in there, I had to put a body lift on it, as you can see, and I cut a huge doghouse out of the fire wall. Just got up, boxed the frame on both sides, and it kind of worked. It kind of didn't. Going down the road, it was fine. It's just getting up to speed and I think that was my own fault because I went and switched out the turbo on it for something else that I'd read would be a better turbo. And I don't know, it just gave me enough little problems that I got fed up with it and sold the DT360, and I had a 5-speed from out of a 2.5-ton military truck behind it. But yeah, I just got fed up with it. I'm going to pull the cab off of this and just set it on a little trailer so I can wheel it in and out of the dirt floor area of my shop, so I can weld in another firewall patch where I cut all that out. And then I'm going to try putting a Cummins in this. And it seems like me and diesels don't really get along. So this would probably be my last attempt at anything that's diesel that I can foresee anyway. Not saying I won't own another diesel, but it won't. I'm kind of thinking it won't really be a project. Here's my Cummins. You've probably seen it in the background of some other videos. It's out of a, well, I'm wanting to say a mid-90s Ford bus. I've got this ZF 6-speed I'm going to put behind it. And yeah, that should make a pretty sweet tow rig for me. But I'm going to do a little cleaning on the shop, pull that cab off of that today. And then, I don't know, I can't be the only one that does this. When you're working on stuff, you've got a little corner area of your shop where you basically just put stuff to get it out of your way for now. And then once it gets piled up so high, you have to, every couple of months, stop and load it up and put it back where it belongs in your storage area. I'm going to be dealing with that right now. I got a bunch of propane stuff in there, miscellaneous. I don't know where those 2 ZF5 shifters came from. A light bar, a clutch and flywheel, a couple fuel pumps. There's a truck Avenger in that box. Anyway, I'm going to get busy. Why am I going through the trouble to take this cab off of the frame and put it on this little trailer? Mostly it's because it's going to take up a lot less room in the shed while I'm doing it, and because I don't know how quick I'm going to get to it, or how once I even get started, I might have to move the cab in and out while I'm doing it. It just take up a lot less room. It's a lot easier to get this trailer in and out of there than that whole long dually truck. Another nice added benefit that I didn't foresee is by putting it on this trailer, it's sitting at just about the right height for me to work on that firewall. So bonus points there. So if things go well with the Bronco 2 trail rig project and the Cummins swap into the F350 this winter, I also want to get to this. I've decided I am going to run the 57 Ranchero on the 08 F250 chassis, so obviously I'm going to need to shorten that up and maybe swap in the, what was it, AAM 11.5 rear axle, re-drill the front Dana Super Duty Dana 60 to 8 on 6.5. And I'd also like to, yeah, these are big dreams for this winter. I know. Got my 56 F100 down there. I'd like to at least get it in, and I've got a Ford of a set of Ford half-ton four-wheel drive axles. I'd like to get underneath that. I've already got the frame boxed on it, and I've got a straight six in it. I wanted to put a propane and a turbo on the straight six. And then if I get that done, where's it at? There it is. The yellow thing there behind the 58 crew cab Ranchero. That is a 63 Econoline truck. I've got a 2000-ish Mustang front suspension. I'd like to try to get underneath that, see if it's going to work out or if I need to find another avenue of front suspension. But yeah, we'll see. That's lofty goals to get done this winter. You never know, it might happen, but most likely not.